Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about Hyundai and Genesis brand, mostly focused on their direction towards the EV space. For those who doesn't know, Hyundai is a South Korean automaker who has been in the US market for some time, but never was a serious threat until most recently as they started to innovate their styles as well as their technology. Hyundai started back in Seoul, South Korea back in 1967 and landed in the US market about 1986. I have to be honest that Hyundai isn't super cheap anymore, where the cheapest car starts around 19,000 and all the way to 60,000 between various models. Holy moly. Hyundai also branched out their pure luxury brand like Lexus and Acura to Toyota and Honda respectively back in 2003 to compete in the luxury vehicle lineup. So far, I am quite impressed with the design of the Genesis brand logo and their car itself, especially the newer refreshed models and their new models coming out. Their interior is quite impressive, and Genesis, being the luxury brand, starts at a much higher price tag of $39,000 all the way to $88,000. Lastly, Hyundai Motor Group is also changing their gears towards electric vehicle market, and they hope to have more EV models as we get closer to 2030. As it stands now, with striking designs and interesting battery technologies and a robust product pipeline, the Korean automaker could emerge among the companies that transition fastest to EV space.
What exactly is going on here?
This is the Ioniq 5, which was one of their most sold electric vehicles so far, but I don't personally dig the exterior design in my opinion.
Last year, Ioniq 5 was awarded World Car of the Year.
Ioniq 5 is definitely not my style, but Ioniq 6 is definitely fitting more into my style where it has a little bit more curvy appeal and more smooth finish. And it kind of reminds me of Porsche in my opinion. It might be a knockoff version of Porsche if you want to call it that way, but it definitely looks pretty sweet. So this is a new Hyundai Kona Electric. There's going to be a ICE version as well, gasoline car. But I think the new styling is quite unique. I think this is how they want all the Hyundais to look like. It's basically a straight line with some pixel-like setup and relatively clean look. And interior gets a little bit of a refresh as well. So I want to check this out in person to see how this feels overall, but looks promising so far.
Bigger space.
This is Genesis GV60, and I thought it was kind of ugly at first, but the more I look at it, the style sort of grew on me. I saw a black one on the street, and I think it goes pretty smooth with the grille and the lights and everything. The interior stuff is a little bit quirky, but I think Genesis is trying to test the waters a little bit with bells and whistles and see what the consumer will be looking for. So this is promising so far. G80. This is actually an electrified version of the gasoline version of G80, and I really think it's a sweet car. Even if it's electric version, they kept the styling relatively the same with the nice grills and then also cool styling, and interior is almost identical. So I think this is a really well-made car and looks really good. I wish the range was a little bit further, but I mean, like I said, Genesis and Hyundai, this is their starting ground, and they got a brighter future for them. So I think they're definitely going the right direction.
What a wonderful world.
This is GV70 electrified version of the gasoline. So everything looks pretty much the same, including the grille looks very similar. Similar to G80. Genesis testing the waters a little bit here and there, but I like where this is going so far. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit more interesting because Genesis definitely has found its footing in terms of the styling. They like these two lines that are basically straight, and the style kind of goes from front to end following that straight line. I think that is kind of cool and interesting at the same time because now that is sort of their main logo / styling. So when you see at nighttime or when you see the lighting, you'll see two basically straight line going from front side to back. Inside looks pretty sweet. I mean, once again, this is a concept version, but they are some of these. They might make it, in production. Who knows if it passes through the inspections and all that? But I would say for the most part, they're making this car look very futuristic and looking very sweet. Almost look like a Batmobile. I think that Genesis is definitely going the right direction with their grills and their lighting and styling, everything in as a whole package. So like I said, if they keep this up, they're gonna start taking more market shares. I already saw a lot of comments on other websites and things like that, and people are very excited. This is their concept SUV, and we'll see what Hyundai actually ends up delivering.
Welcome to the
but
new
it's
era
supposed to be a
of
full-size
mobility that will
vehicle
change our lives.
and has a lot of pixel lights. And some
Starts
of the
right here,
concept
where life
stuff, I'm not
becomes
sure if
more
it will be in
more
production.
free.
But so far,
Whether
they're
you're spending
testing
time
the
alone
waters, like I
or
said.
with your family. This is where the new experience begins.
Alright, this one was a concept actually a few years ago. I haven't seen any new news about this particular model, but I know Hyundai is definitely trying out various things, and this still might be in their future lineup. They do have a lot of future lineup for the EVs and just new models in general. This one has way too many pixels in my opinion, but I guess that is the direction they're going. Pixels and straight lines and things like that. But we'll see as we get closer to the production if it ever comes out and what it looks like. Bore you with the numbers, but this is just a chart showing you how serious Hyundai is about selling more of their vehicles. Eventually they're going to convert into EVs, and the next chart you're going to see how many EVs they sold over the years. But I'm just telling you, Hyundai is right there to take their competition's market share. So watch out, Tesla, watch out, Toyota, they're coming for you. It can't all be about good news. So this one, I have to show you the most recent news about car thefts surging in the US, especially for Hyundai and Kia Motors. Maybe they took shortcuts, I'm not sure. But there has been some TikTok challenges, and there has been some tips to all these thieves about how to steal Hyundai and Kia cars. So they have to do something. If people are paying this much money to buy their car, come on, make it safe, make it reliable, and make it anti-theft proof.
As for what's driving this, researchers say on the list of most stolen makes, 2 have become frequent targets.
Y'all be aware of this new Kia and Hyundai break-in challenge.
On TikTok, tricks for hot wiring Hyundais and Kias have become a viral trend. Now the automakers facing federal lawsuits with multiple cities alleging Hyundai and Kia failed to install adequate anti-theft technology in certain models, causing thefts to soar.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks everyone for listening to what I have to say. Hopefully I didn't bore you. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more contents like this. And always, thank you so much for your ongoing support, and see you guys next time.